Hi everyone, this is Callie. Welcome back to my channel. I have a fun project to share today for the Simon Says Stamp Season of Wonder blog hop. There are so many wonderful things from this release, but I'm using this one simple CZ design die to create a little village inside a display dome. So here is the die. It's actually very small, as you can see, it can fit in the palm of my hands. This winter village die set comes with 2 sizes of pine trees as well as 3 different types of buildings, a church and 2 little houses. And there's also a little gate die, so everything will fit perfectly inside this Tim Holtz display dome. So we have all these pieces die cut off camera. I went ahead and die cut everything because I knew that I wanted to stack for lots of dimension and sturdiness. So I've die cut 3 layers of white for some of these houses, and for the trees and the fences I just did 2 layers of cardstock and then glitter cardstock for the top. Simon Says Stamp has a wonderful assortment of colored glitter cardstock, so I just used the assortment bundle and die cut some brown glitter cardstock for the trunks of these pine trees and 2 different colors of green for the trees itself for some variation, and for the buildings and fence I used a white glitter cardstock. As you can see, I had everything organized on this flower watercolor paint palette. And so I went around the whole flower petal and put everything together, and now everything is there, nice and convenient for me to pick up to use. Now that everything is pieced together, I'm going to use some hot glue, and I'm going to use these to stabilize all the pieces upright. So I'm using the church building first. Once that's in place, it doesn't take very long at all to hold in place. I'll put the other 2 buildings there, and I want this dome to be a 360 view. So as you turn the dome, you'll get the full view of the little village, and then between these 3 little buildings, I'm going to use my little gates or fences, and it's going to cover the gaps in between the little buildings there. So that's what I'll be doing right here. As I said, it takes just a second for that glue to set up, so everything is going to be nice and sturdy once it's glued in place. Once all my gates are in place, I'm going to go ahead and adhere the pine trees in random areas, one in that little center courtyard and then one around the fences, and just complete my scene with a 360 view of trees and buildings. These little trees are just so cute, and they give your little village a pop of color, and that glitter and shimmer just makes it all a little bit more interesting. So once I'm done attaching all of my little trees, I want to create some snow ground cover. So what I'm going to do to create that is use my hot glue again and apply hot glue all over the base of this cork dome. And then I'm gonna flock it. So I have Pink and Maine Sparkle Flock here. So there is just plain flock with some glitter in it. So it just creates a little bit more shimmer, more shine, and a little bit more interest for the flock that's gonna be applied to this cork base. So again, I applied some hot glue gun in there, and then I'm using my piercing tool to go ahead and spread that hot glue while it's still melted, and then I'll apply the flock, and it will just attach itself on the top surface. It'll create some texture because the glue isn't going to flatten out, and so we have some mounds of snow, if that makes sense. I do wish that it was a little bit more opaque after applying it, but I think it looks just as magical the way it is. And so I'm working a small section at a time, applying some glue, again using my piercing tool to kind of spread that hot glue around, and then applying flock and then tapping the excess off of it. So I'll do a big mound of glue in the center here to flock that, and then I'll finish flocking it around the rest of the base. So I'm not going over the sides of the base because we still need that dome to fit over the top of this little village. This whole project, aside from the die cutting part, was so easy and fun to put together. I think it would make a really special gift if you wanted to gift this to somebody. So now I'm going to place that glass dome right over that cork base, and it really fits nice and snug. So I'm not worried about it popping off or anything. I have this iridescent twine that I'm going to tie around the base at the lip of the dome against the corkscrew, and I'll tie off a bit just to get enough to tie a bow. And then I'm going to go ahead and double knot it so that it's in place, and then I'll feed through 2 little jingle bells as well as this little word tag from Tim Holtz. I think the ideas for decorating a dome would be endless. You could wrap some garland around here, even a wreath, some berries. It would be so cute. So I'm just trying to give you some ideas of what you can do for the outside of this dome. So once I tie this in place, my project is done. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's a very simple die, but obviously you can create a wonderful project with it. If you're interested in the products that I use, be sure to check out the links below or on my coordinating blog post where everything will be linked for your convenience. Thanks so much for stopping by and have a wonderful day. Bye everyone.